Well, from the Badgers to the Razorbacks, Bret Bielema is leaving the UW and taking over the football program at Arkansas.
And joining us tonight with some perspective on the move is a team of local sports commentators you probably know well. Tim Scott from WIBA Radio, Jim Rutledge from ESPN Madison, and Scott Nelson, a former Badger safety, playing during the UW's Rose Bowl run in 1994. Welcome,
guys.
Thank you. Let's just go down the row and tell us your reaction to the news today.
The reaction is across the board the same. Surprise. I mean, there was nothing at all that said that Bret would be a candidate for any of these jobs that were opening up. And 2:30 this afternoon, the story broke, and Bret Bielema is now the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. So surprise.
Yeah, I mean, people just assume we're heading to the Rose Bowl and he's going to be coaching that. Why do you think he made the decision?
I think there's maybe a little bit of pressure. There's a story down on ESPN760.com. Jack Daniels, the head coach at Dwyer, he mentioned that he talked to Coach Bielema last night, and he's quoted saying that, "I talked to Coach Bielema, he said he had a heavy heart because he had multiple offers in front of him, and he had to make a decision. He said he wanted to retire at Wisconsin Badger, but he was feeling pressure for 5 losses from the fans." So maybe that was the final kick out, that he just felt like, you know what, I don't have job security here. Arkansas, fresh start, maybe they'll want me.
Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I think he did have job security as long as Barry was here. I think that's something that he certainly, being his hand-picked guy, following Barry, but he was always under that shadow as well, going to 2 Rose Bowls and losing them now to a 3rd, and that the pressure to win that way. And he's done a good job. He's brought in some really quality young men to play for us and represent us the right way. And I'm sure that was hard on him, but as Tim said and Jim said, it was an eye-opener for all of us. I think that you read it and, wow, we're without a head coach now.
I think the other thing you got to remember is this. Bret Bielema is either the 5th or 6th highest paid coach in the Big Ten. I mean, reports are he's going to go from like $2.5 million to $4.5 million a season. We're foolish if we don't think the money played a factor in this too.
Yeah.
Should he and will he coach for the Rose Bowl game?
I don't think he should. I don't think that's fair to the players. I think most players, if not all of them, were completely caught off guard. I think most of the university was caught off guard, and I don't think that's the situation for success. I don't know if you go to someone else, but I know the players and I know most of the fans would get excitement for ticket sales and excitement for a win if Barry Alvarez says, you know what, I got this game.
I got this one.
Would the players want him to coach them in the Rose Bowl?
That's a great question, and I don't know if I could answer that. If Barry decided to leave that way, I think I would have wanted him to coach us just because of what he was able to do in building that program. It's a little bit different now, but you have some strong ties and loyalty that way to your head coach, a guy that brought you in and recruited you and allowed you that opportunity to play. But I agree with you. I think that's a difficult thing to have happen when certainly don't want him on our payroll if he's calling guys for Arkansas.
Yeah. And looking to the future, I mean, it's got to be replaced.
Paul Chryst.
That's what Jay Wilson was saying.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to some people in Pittsburgh today. They're worried that Paul Chryst is going to leave. Because, I mean, they've gone through coaching transition after coaching transition, and Paul Chryst's name, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Are there any other names on the short list?
Paul Chryst would be number 1. Dave Dorn, if he hasn't signed, he might be a guy as well. Otherwise, Al Golden. They got the connections Barry does down in Miami. Maybe Penn State guy, maybe he comes up here.
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot other than these same guys here. A name that was thrown around a little bit last year was Greg Schiano, who's coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. Pretty good job down there for him. I think Chris Peterson out of Boise State was another name that had been thrown out, which certainly would elevate our program to speed to compete with what Ohio State's probably going to be doing in the next few years. And so there's a lot of flux out there, a lot of coaching positions. You still have Tennessee out there, a lot of marquee programs that I think there's going to be a lot of shuffling going around the coaching ranks yet.
The sun will come up tomorrow.
That's right.
I think so. Tim, Jim, Scott, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it very much.